There's this saying, once a Marine, always a Marine, about United States Marines. So I would say once a guitarist, always a guitarist. And I think it leaves some sort of mark on everything you do and the way you think about life, the way you imagine sounds or the notes. Let's say I imagine them on a fretboard, not on a keyboard. So I would say that my primary instrument somehow describes mostly what I am. Sometimes I even joke that I am a dead guitarist. So actually I do not perform with a regular guitar, the guitar repertoire, whatever it is, and but I look for some other ways how to express myself and express my guitarism. Fun, I would say, is the initial phase and the final phase when you're appreciating the piece. But the main objective, the aim that I always look for, it does not always happen, is to fulfill the idea to the maximum. So if I come up with some idea that I cannot express it in words. And as David Lang said, if I could express my ideas in words, I would not compose music. But some ideas can be expressed only in music. And that's why we compose music, I believe, too. So the main thing is to express that idea to the maximum. And that's why I teach to my students that try to look for the limits, how far you can push the limits of that idea. And then you will notice that for sure when you fall down the cliff with your sounds, your music, that is the limit of the idea, and then you can know how far you can go with your creation. It does not have to be so radical each time, but you know the limits and you know what's there. So I think that's probably the most important thing. Sometimes we can talk about the piece prototype. Let's say I hear Konrad Nankarov, let's say study number 7, especially the orchestra version of that, and I say, yeah, that's the music I would like to write, but it's already written. Of course, it is Stravinsky-like and something like this, but sometimes you think like in these categories that oh, this piece is so brilliant, I want to write something like that, and maybe at least 10% of that. Of course, you say, I would write better than that, but it's not. Sometimes I think that this thousand of masks is quite useful, and since writing music was also my day job, for quite a while, writing music for picture and for other medias, for theater. So you have to have multiple ways how to come to the idea or how to realize the thing that you want to say. So actually, I still have a lot of things in my pocket, and sometimes or sometime I hope I will take them out. But I really enjoy music that balances between extreme rationality and extreme unpredictiveness or extreme sensuality, or especially when music has something beyond. At this period of time, electronic music, experimental electronica, is a way that I think I can say quite a lot. And sadly, some commissions they hold me from that, and these words that I want to say, they're still waiting. But this expressiveness of digital guitar, as I call it, or augmented guitar, that I created for myself. It's an instrument that I compose and I also perform as robotic folk. That's everything is said in these two words. So that's one thing. But actually, I would not mention one favorite genre or instrument or something that really, you know, is the thing that I would take with me into desert island. But actually, I like challenges, and somehow as a let's say basketball coach, you have these players and you try to win the match, and you have these instrument players and then you try to win the match. Robots and Petals. We also hear these two extremities here. Is piece for piano and orchestra that went through various stages of finishing, and one version was finished, I guess, in 2017 as a graduate piece when I was finishing my doctorate. Doctor of Arts. It was performed by a great pianist and colleague of mine. We were studying together, Motiejus Bazaras, and it started as a discussion with Motiejus. We were both into Ligeti and into Zappa and into Lithuanian music and into jazz, and somehow we were on the same ground. And then once I say, hey, why don't I write that piece for you? That would be some sort of a collaboration. And Motiejus said, of course. That's what it is. It is about robots and about petals, and it does not have any narrative or something, and I even encapsulate some remarks for performers that really do not resemble any narrative, but somehow they give them impression how to live during that piece. Let's say like Ghost in the Machine, Scrap Heap Tornado, Cyclic Waves, and all that.